Hey everybody, Coach Duality here with another 2v2 analysis, and this time we're here with Hard Luck, so let's go ahead and get things started. Dangerous to be sitting this close to the ball here. When this is traveling overhead, there's a lot of time here where the opponent could have been attacking that ball and sending it over his head. Hard Luck is also the last one back here, so he needs to be extra careful with how much time he's giving them. If he's in a rough spot like that, he might want to call his teammate onto it, or realistically, he should just be going farther back in the first place here. So when he knows, like when he's looking at this ball, he can't hit it from here. He wants to use that boost to get farther away from the ball and just do a power slide in. You can see how much just that positioning of the ball chokes him up when he does try to make his touch on it, because he's putting himself in a really awkward spot. A little late on the dodge there. So he wants to make sure that he's not going too quickly at this, at least too fast for him to read the line. So he's taking his jump too late here, so that when he does his dodge, he's already way past the ball. So he wants to make sure that he's getting his jump up to dodge into the ball powerfully a little bit earlier. He wants to be challenging the opponent there, instead of dodging back to that corner boost first, just dodging across into that ball. Keep some pressure on the opponents, so his teammate in the back doesn't have to do everything. So he's just too far forward there when he's going for the ball. It's a good idea to make sure that you are behind it when you are going for it. Because when you do jump up and boost into it, you're going to be farther forward by the time you get up to where that ball is. So when you come up from underneath of it, you're never going to make a good contact with it. A little too late to jump off of this wall here. So he wants to be getting up with some speed, and he is boosting, but he wants to be dodging right around here, so that when he jumps out, he'll be meeting the ball. He just wants to continue boosting and touch that ball from underneath, from like the wall side, so it pushes it towards net. But he's still going too fast here, so when he jumps, he's going past the ball. Because that ball is going to be constantly dropping the entire time he's looking at it. Decent save there. Wants to be forward dodging into that, so it has more power on that. Defensively, even if you do make the save, if you have too soft of a touch, it's really just going to set it right back up for him. Just like that wall touch will. It's not important for him to be dodging into this. So if he's going to challenge this, one, he wants to get more to the right side of the ball so he can play it farther forward. But because he's dodging into that, he's going to put even more power on it from the wall. Instead of letting it bounce softly from the wall, it's not going to bounce out far enough for the opponent to read that and knock the ball in. I think also I want to make sure that he's... Yeah, he should be going for this, but he had a little bit more time here. So Thunda makes that touch there, and then you can see how he sort of messed up around the wall here. So Hard Luck can wait a little bit longer before going for that. One, to sort of try to bait Thunder into trying to get to the ball, but also so he can place a better touch on it, instead of getting up too early and having to just correct the movement of his car. It's much better to be proactive. Clear vision's going up a little bit too far there. So after, if Hard Luck wants to like, kind of trap that as he is there. He wants to make sure that he's immediately using that boost to either reach the ball again or get away. Because he's touching this towards the opponent, I would just recommend using that boost as soon as he makes that touch, to just get back to his corner boost and get ready to play it again here. He does get the midfield 50-50, which is nice. Kind of risky though. The opponent should have been able to shoot that around him, but they won't be punished immediately here. Trevor is going to get that. Yeah, Hardluck's just being too stingy with his boost here. He wants to be getting up right away for that and playing it from the bounce, because that's exactly what Trevor's going to do. So Hardluck just has to beat him to that in the first place. Not enough power on this touch here. And he's going too far from the side here. When you're going to make this touch, you want to be coming from farther underneath of it. So he wants to get this boost and make sure he's basically coming from the left side of the ball here, so that when he makes his touch, it goes like up the wall and outward. You want to give it more height because he's making the touch from above the ball like this. He's just going to smack it down into a spot where neither him or his teammate will be able to follow it up. So it's important to make sure that you're getting some height on that. Yeah, if Clear's going for that, you want to make sure you're getting out of that corner right away. And that's just a mechanical mistake of timing. Yeah, this is not a spot where you want to be going up the wall there. Either you're making this challenge or you're not, and that's going towards Trevor, so you should know that he's going to beat you to that. So the more time you spend like this trying to read his touch when you're not quick enough to get there in the first place, the farther you're going to push yourself out of position. Too much hesitation to get that touch off there. Want to make sure you're just trying to get a touch off as quick as possible. See your opponent challenging you. Yeah, so with this, he's a little quick to get up. This is falling down pretty quickly, but he uses a lot of his boost to keep going up, but then he also points his car forward and continues to boost, so he's not allowing his car to have the time to reach that ball where it's going to be by the time he gets to the ball's position. I don't think there's much Hardluck could have done there. Yeah, Clear just a little off on the save. Wants to be challenging that earlier. Try to make sure that you're boosting to get up there quicker to keep pressure on them. Don't give the opponents too much time and space to work with that. Try not to be so stingy with your boost. Use the like 12 pads around to just keep your boost up. That's a very dangerous challenge to be jumping so actively for. Like, you're boosting and you're also using both of your jumps there, so you're sort of like maximizing the amount of recovery time that you need to get back. At that point, you really wanted to have just gone back instead, or made a softer jump more towards his line away there. job on the trap there. The wall touch. You're just waiting too long to get under this ball. You should be getting it under from this bounce or doing something with it. You're just waiting too long, and then by the time you can make a touch, all of your options are like wasted. So there's not much you can do with it. Well, that's going to be this game. Thanks for sending in the replay. Make sure you leave a like if this helped you out at all. So again, some of the main concerns, whenever you're going to make a touch when it's coming towards you, like when you're around your side of the pitch and whatnot, make sure you give yourself more space from the ball so you can turn into it and give it some power. And also, don't be so hesitant to use your boost to keep going around the field. There are enough pads around where you can keep your boost up if you just try hard enough to run over pads. Don't sort of limit what you can do with the ball or in a challenge because of that. And like that one challenge in the 50-50 where you threw yourself upfield with boost and both jumps, try to think a little bit more about your recovery time in situations like that. Because you're throwing yourself away in twos, you only have one teammate back now who has to guard two offenders. Either way, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys around. Thanks.